Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to today's second video, doing the ECMWF extended forecast for today's second video. So we're focusing on the UK and Ireland in terms of mean sea level pressure, 500 millibar height, temperature and precipitation anomalies for the next 6 weeks. And I shall get on that for you in a second. It will take us into early September. The first video today was our 7 AM forecast, actually released at 6 AM as a one-off today. Bring you up to date with all the latest with Storm Everett. And also later on, going to have Jeremy Friday at 10 to 14 there with all of the regular features as well. So keep checking back to the channel for all of the updates. Please like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much, everybody, for the amount. Thank you so much to ECMWF.int for supplying these charts as well. So big thank you to ECM.int for that. Remember, the wider European outlook using the EC extended is on a Tuesday. On a Friday, we do just focus on the UK and on Ireland too. Right, let's get on with it then. I'm going to start off with the week 1 mean sea level pressure anomaly, taking us from Monday the 2nd to Monday the 9th of August. So next week is going to be dominated by low pressure across much of northern and western Europe, and the centre of low looks like it's actually, over Ireland and the UK, to be honest, so it looks pretty unsettled for next week. The 500 millibar height anomaly also looking really unsettled, with below average heights low pressure across much of northern and western Europe as well. Jet stream is being pushed southwards too, so just looking generally cool and unsettled really, I think, through next week. The temperature anomaly through much of northern and western Europe is coming out cooler than average next week. Ireland and the UK, no exception. Just to our west, it's a little bit milder than average there, but I think most parts of the UK and Ireland will have below average temperatures next week. And in terms of precipitation, quite unsettled as you expect, with low pressure in the ascendancy, with above average rainfall there for the UK and for Ireland too in week 1 to start us off. Right, let's move into week 2, which is going to be the 9th through to the 16th of August. So this one, still a bit unsettled. Low pressure is to our north and northwest now in the North Atlantic. We have got higher pressure originating from the Azores into many western and southwestern parts of Europe, though. So it's trying to get us into a drier, warmer pattern there. However, probably for the UK and for Ireland, it is still that low pressure that is in control of the weather, and that low pressure is likely bringing further spells of rain, especially to northern and western areas. How the 500 millibar height anomaly is looking. So there's going to be some lower pressure through here, of course. Higher pressure to our northeast and also across southern parts of Europe. I reckon this could still be a little bit on the unsettled side. The week 2 temperature anomaly is warming up a little bit across the northern half of the country anyway. It is still a little bit below average though, just to our south. So interestingly, it's cooler in the south and it's warmer in the north, which is something we're seeing quite a bit of this summer actually. And in terms of the precipitation anomaly, it looks like that. So still generally a little bit on the unsettled side, still a little bit above average with rainfall, particularly for more northern, western and northwestern areas. Right, week 3 will be the 16th to 23rd of August, weakening signals, but it looks like we might be starting to get some higher pressure beginning to build across northern and western parts of Europe. So maybe this is starting to turn us drier and warmer into the 3rd week of August. The 500 millibar height anomaly also hints at that, with above average heights again forming over to the east of the country. You'll think that's going to start trying to pull wind in from the east or from the southeast, which will of course be a warm wind direction in the middle of August. So temperature anomaly should go warmer than average. Yes, it does. So most parts of the UK and Ireland are now having above average temperatures. That could be quite a warm week coming up. And the precipitation anomaly from the 16th to 23rd of August, it's near normal, but maybe still a little bit on the wet side just to our west, but not a particularly big deviation. I think by the time we get through to week 3, we're beginning to lose the signal to some degree. Right, let's persevere then. Week 4 is going to be the 23rd to the 30th of August. More changes. So high pressure is centred over Scandinavia in towards the Norwegian Sea. Got lower pressure across southeastern parts of Europe. This area here is very uncertain what's going on there. Are we under high pressure or low pressure? Let's have a look at the mean sea level pressure anomaly. So hints that we've got sort of high pressure within the northern latitudes. That Scandinavian high looks like it's starting to become just like a high latitude blocking feature, northern blocking, which probably starts sending low pressure trajectory down in this direction. The temperature anomaly for week 4 looks like that. So again, north-south split. Northern areas are warmer than average. To the south of us, though, it's cooler than average. And week 4 precipitation anomaly, you know, is very, very weak signals, but if anything, might be hinting at being a little bit unsettled through western parts of Europe. There's certainly more green, which is like precipitation. There's certainly more of that than like brown, which is to our north, or like sandy, whatever it is, that colour. What is that colour? Let me know in the comments. What is this colour? I wonder. Beige, perhaps. But anyway, there's more green, which is rain, than beige, which is dry, to be honest. But it is a very, very weak signal by this point. Right, let's get in September then. So we go through to week 5, which is the 30th of August to the 6th of September. So we've got high pressure to our north here. We've got high pressure north of Scotland and to Scandinavia. Some high pressure around France as well. It might just be hinting at high pressure generally taking over across Western Europe, with low pressure in the east and the southeast of Europe, maybe. Let's see what the 500 millibar height anomaly is doing. So again, we've got like above average heights over Scandinavia. They're extending to Iceland and away to our northwest. It's going to be low pressure somewhere. So obviously there's some low pressure there over the Arctic, but you'd think somewhere around here there's got to be some low pressure as well. So it might be a little bit more unsettled than you would envisage from the 500 millibar height anomaly. The overall temperature anomaly is warmer than average to our north and northwest up here, while it's cooler than average just to our south. Rather cool August into September for France, it has to be said. And the week 5 precipitation anomaly, again, it's such a weak signal that you can't really draw too many conclusions from that, I don't think. And then finally, we get through to week 6, which is the 6th to the 13th of September. And now we find ourselves under high pressure. So the ECM wants to build up an area of high pressure over the UK and Ireland by the look of it in week 6. The 500 millibar height anomaly actually still has the above average heights kind of to our western northwest, which leaves us bringing in like a northeasterly wind to some degree. The temperature anomaly for week 6 looks like that. So warmer than average just to our northwest, cooler than average just to our south and southeast. And then finally, the precipitation anomaly for week 6. You know, a very weak signal, but maybe a little bit on the drier than average side. So it is a mixed bag, this. There will be some drier interludes, clearly, but overall it looks a bit mixed, I think, rest of August. And maybe a few hints of high pressure going into September. But again, the high pressure seems to be generally more to the north, late August and into September, which is not a position that's conducive to be particularly warm, you know, and if we start getting low pressure coming underneath the block, then we start going into a cool wet pattern. So I think September, you know, it's so far away, but we leave that alone, really, and focusing on August, it looks like we're going to be in for a mixed August, much more mixed compared to what I've had through July in particular, so it will be a cooler and more unsettled August. But that said, there will be some drier, warmer weather at times. And we'll see what Jeremy Friday, of course, has to say about this later on. So we'll be looking at the Japanese and CFS B2 models for our third video, which will be released in an hour or so's time. And we'll see, you know, whether there's agreement for August anyway between those models. All right then, so that's it for this video, and we'll be back later on Jeremy Friday, any 10 to 14 day. But for this one, that's all for now, and thanks for watching.